Folks, I have been working on dismantling the deck around this shed that I'm going to give back to them. It's too much money. I got it because it was getting close to winter, and it seemed like it was going to be a good idea. And then one of my checks, the last check I sent them, over a month later, they still hadn't gotten it. I canceled it. They didn't give me the new mailing address for their payments. Anyway, and then I decided I didn't want the headache anymore. I don't even know if I can build one. Everything's going so fast. Food is skyrocketing. I told you it was going to. I've been telling people there would be food shortages since 2007. And no, there won't be. There won't be. I told them a lot of things they thought I didn't know what I was talking about. But guess what? I did, didn't I? And I can't prove it because my channels have all been taken down except this one so far. And this one they're giving me trouble on this one too. So they gave me a copyright claim almost every video I put up. And I was trying to record another Tyler Wood video. But the thing is he never has commercials. I've never had a commercial on any of his videos that I can recall ever. And there are some people that I watch their videos, they don't have commercials. And if it's on rare occasions when they do, it's generally at the very beginning or right after the video is done. And sometimes both, but not through the video at all. This time I tried screen recording it. I don't even know how many times, 3-4 times. And every time toward the end, they stuck a video in there. And then so what I did the last time was I stopped the ad, and then I started recording again, but I went back so I could edit them and overlap, piece them together. Well, the second video didn't go back where I put it. And I know I started it back because I heard the same thing from where I cut the video off before, a little bit after it started recording. So they're messing with me. Now, Jonathan Kleck, he has to go to Odyssey to put his videos up because YouTube blasts him and gives him strikes for things that everybody else is putting up, but he can't put it up. And those are just, there's other people that's had trouble. Nomadic Nation has had a channel taken down where he was putting Mike from Around the World's interview with Paul Begley up every week. And then the podcast from Council of Time, where Mike from Around the World does Council of Time. He's done Council of Time for, I don't know, first time I heard him, I think it was 2016 or 17. And anyway, they're lying to you left and right. They took care of Iran, but yet the Iran is still bombing things. We didn't get anything bombed, but according to everybody else over in that area, we did. And yet we're still putting 10,000 more troops over there after putting 2 MEUs, which have 5,000 troops apiece, and then a 3,000 and 5,000 other ones, I think, or something. Yeah. It's all a scam, just like the pandemic. And, so the thing is, folks, and gasoline is rising. It's just, I don't care what the government tells you. I don't care what the TV news tells you. because the TV news is propaganda from the government. You can go to 50 different stations and they'll be wording the same exact thing from a script, word for word, except once in a while, somebody will throw a different word in or something, but it's the same exact thing. And you can't tell me that you don't know it. And if you don't know it, then you can tell me that, but the thing is, you can know it because it's out there. People have done this, and by the way, they've shown this way before AI was a thing. So, although AI's been out since the 50s, I think earlier they were working on it, but the 50s, I think, is when it got used in the government, and they've been slowly desensitizing people for that, because I remember that they had a President Bush Jr. on a screen, and then the guy would talk and President Bush Jr. would say what he was saying. And so they use that to start with. Now they don't even need that kind of thing. They just do, AI does it for them. And so AI the robots are going to go rogue. They're going to kill you. In the last video that I put up with Jonathan Kleck on it, and in some point in that video, he says, if you don't align yourself with Satan, if you don't bow down and worship him, the man of sin, Satan himself, basically, inside that body, he said, you won't have a house to live in and they'll kill you. And he's right. He's absolutely right. And then, of course, there was this guy who apparently he rescues children from places of trafficking. But they were talking on there, him, and there was 4 of them total. And one guy was talking about, he said, well, they believe in the pre-tribulation rapture, apparently. And they said, one of them said, well, Tyler Wood, he didn't mention Tyler Wood's name, but he says, well, there's a guy out there that is against that says it's not true. And he says, maybe it's the whiskey doing it. And I knew they were talking about Tyler Woods. And I told him, I said, you're all liars. And Tyler Wood is not the man he used to be, you morons. And I know I probably shouldn't have said that part of it, but they need a whipping. they need a whipping, or a 2-4 head or something. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep this too long. It's already 8 minutes and 20 seconds and counting, but I'm kind of busy doing things around here. I was gonna put that video. I was gonna put it together, and I thought, well, I'll try one more time to record it. So I deleted it, the 2 parts, that I already had on, and tried to do it again. And then when I went to edit them, I couldn't put them together. I don't know if they took part of it off after I stopped the video and got rid of the commercial or what happened, but they're messing with me. And if you think that's not a thing, you try doing what I do. I mean, it takes me 3 days to get a video ready to put up some days. You try doing it and see if you don't start getting messed with. I have people that, my mom, for example, and then other people have told me too, that if we start communicating through a phone, all of a sudden they start having phone problems. So they know what you're saying and who you're saying it to. And I talk to YouTube all the time because they're morons. They're an evil entity. Google itself is an evil entity. And it was started off as a government CIA operation, just like Facebook did. And then, of course, the same day they shut it down, Mark Zuckerberg just, voila, invented Facebook. And it did the same exact thing. So no, they just handed it over to him. These people, they have all the money that they want, and they have all the food that they want, and they have other things that they shouldn't have that they want. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anybody but themselves. As a matter of fact, I don't even really think they care about themselves or each other, because I don't think they don't even know what love is anyway. And to care about somebody, you have to pretty much have love for people, and these people do not. And these fallen angels have tricked them into believing that they're going to get somewhere if they do this for Satan. But when he's done with them, he's going to eat them too. And you know what? They don't understand, apparently, that he's the father of lies. So he's like, the people in the two religions that hate Christ. I'm not going to mention them because I'll probably get in trouble. In their books, each one of them has different books, but they, along the same lines in a way, say that they can lie to their enemy. Our power is in truth to the enemy, not lie. Not lie. Our power is in Christ and in the Lord God Almighty and the Holy Spirit, and prayer is our mainstay. And it should be a first response, not a last resort. So with that, I'm going to shrink this and I'm going to put it up, and I'll try to get another video out probably early morning hours, because when it gets time to when I get done and I go inside, I can barely watch videos, let alone do anything else, because the internet in my place is so bad. During that time, there's so many people on, and the ads are relentless, and they just pummel every video with. There's some videos I've watched that every 2 minutes, I'm telling you, I counted it. I look at the timer. Every 2 minutes on some people's videos, they put ads up, sometimes one or two. And what they do is, if you can, I put it on history, and then I go back and watch the video. And once they put an ad up, I go back to history, and I scroll down so you can get it to buffer, and then it'll update it. I update it, and then I start it again. And most of the time, it skips the ad, and then you can continue to watch the video. But once in a while, they'll get to be a butthead, and they'll try to put 5 or 6 ads up because you're skipping them all, and they don't like that. And then there's times when I can watch anybody's video I want, and there's 0 ads lately. The last few days, anyway, maybe the last week. No, the last few days, not even a week. That's happened, and I thought that was pretty crazy. But they don't care about you. They don't care about me. I care about you. I care about people, and I love people in general. I've learned a lot in my days. I've seen a lot of changes from the time I was little till now, and I'll tell you what, it's never gotten better. It's always gotten worse. Every year, or every 2 or 3 years, it just gets a little worse, a little worse, a little worse. And now people are homeless, and they're making it illegal. Well, they made it illegal to be homeless. And all of a sudden, these people are disappearing, never to be seen again. And people just think that things are going to get better still. Well, when it goes back to normal, Folks, it is never, ever going back to what you call normal. And the younger people, what you call normal wasn't normal in my day. I'd rather go back to no TV. I don't have a TV anyway, but no internet. I mean, I grew up, there was no internet. There was three, when I was little, there were ABC, CBS, and NBC, local, within the big cities, TV stations. And that was it. Fox News wasn't even on. As a matter of fact, you do the numbers for Fox, FOX, every single letter that they put on there is a 6. 666. And, they used to seem like they were on the right side of things, and they weren't the same as everybody else, but they are. It's like a paid opposition. That's what it is. They want you to think that they're on a different side, kind of like the left-right wing of two wings of the same bird. They're not on opposite sides. They make you. They're there. They created the left-right paradigm to keep you arguing and fighting with each other. That's what they did that for, and they've been doing it long enough, so they're really great at it. Because look at what people do, and so they did that so that you would fight and to keep you confused. And if your vote counted for anything, why do they get to pick who's going to run? You don't pick them; they pick them. I mean, when I was a teenager, I think, and maybe still later than that, but not now. You could actually write in a person you wanted to be president, for example, and if there was enough votes that overrid everybody else, that person could be president, essentially. Of course, that's never happened, but you used to be able to write a person in there. So they've duped everybody. And each generation, they lied a little bit more and showed a little bit less truth. And they made all these people believe that the cattle and the people are the ones creating the climate change. You know what? It's judgment now, basically. They've manipulated the weather so they could say, see, this is what's going on because now, they had, 1 or 2 billion people in the 1929, and now they got 8 point something billion people on this earth. So they want to blame somebody. They want to blame you. And the ones that used to have some money have nothing now because they're just like you and me. They take the rich, ultra rich have stolen all the money, and they're still trying to get more. That's why they put all these ads on. And none of the ads are anything for me. I don't even have anything to do with what they want to sell me. And they're getting ready to shut everything down because they already know they pretty much dragged all the money out of everybody. And those stimulus checks you got back in 2020, 2021, 2022, whatever it was, yeah. See, the rich gave you the money so that you could give it back to them. That's what happened. Because you didn't buy any assets that you could use. What you bought was TVs. Well, I can't say all of you, but most people bought TVs and furniture and games, a lot of games, new phones, iPads and different things like that. And then they didn't buy food with it. They didn't buy food storage with it. Then also they said, well, you don't have to pay your rent or a house payment, and they can't kick you out. They can't evict you. And so people stopped paying. I never did stop paying my payments. I knew what was going to happen, or I had a pretty good idea. And sure enough, when they said, okay, now you got to pay your payments, nobody could pay them. So then all of a sudden, a bunch of people became homeless and evicted. You can't keep falling for the tricks folks. You can't. And if you don't understand what's happening, you are going to follow the devil into hell. You know? I'm out.